Hi y'all, it's Kayla Lords back for another week of Fit for Kink from Loving BDSM. For anybody who's new to the channel and the series, Loving BDSM is a podcast, a website, and a YouTube channel about living and loving the BDSM lifestyle. And Fit for Kink is about how to get physically fit or lose weight or whatever your goals are so that we can do more of the kinky fuckery that we like. If you enjoy this video, enjoy this channel, loving BDSM, please make sure to subscribe and then click the little bell below to get notified every time a new video comes out. And if you really, really love us, we'd love to have you as a kinky patron where you get to see some of the behind the scenes stuff. Okay, enough of the commercials. Anybody who listens to the podcast knows, one, I can ramble on the commercial part, and two, I hate the commercial part. So, done. This week, I'm talking about body image and how we see ourselves. And I already know and have known for years that I've got kind of a rough body image. I was the chubby girl my whole life. The famous story of me being born was how big I was. It was sort of you were such a big baby. And then I would, in my head, always follow that up with, and I'm still such a big girl. And some people will say, you're not that big at all. And some people would say, yeah, you're definitely bigger than I am. So it's all about perception and perspective and how we see ourselves and how we relate to the world. But this week I was given a reminder that no matter what my body image might be, other people that you wouldn't suspect of having poor body image definitely do. John Brownstone, Daddy Dom, husband, co-host, amazing man and partner, wrote a blog post on his personal blog, southernservesplace.com. I'll link to it below in the description, about how he's lost about 20 pounds. I think officially as of the day I'm recording, which is Friday, August 3rd, he's lost 22 pounds. We're very excited for him. I'm very happy for him. I'm also a little jealous. I will not pretend otherwise. But he wrote a blog post sort of talking about why he even decided to start losing weight and how even though he's lost that much weight, and it's a big chunk, especially since he's not a big guy to begin with, he still doesn't quite see himself the way he remembers himself being 20 or more years ago. And that's not unusual. Most people who identify as women can say, yeah, I know that feeling, probably been there most of our lives. I remember dieting when I was 13. I remember just not eating, would try really hard to go a day or two or more at a time and not eat, which I'm very fortunate that did not turn out badly like it does for some people. But there was still the urge, right, to not eat so I could lose weight because I wanted to be thin. And I think most of us forget that guys go through that too. It might be standard and acceptable for guys to weigh whatever, and their tummies can, flow over their belt loop, and who cares? Well, some guys care. And John Brownstone's done incredible work to lose some weight. He feels better, his health is better, but he still doesn't see himself as that much thinner. We talk about it a lot. We spent last night sort of talking about it. He said, all I see is my stomach. All I see is this gut. And I think what any partner would do when you want to make somebody feel better. I'm pointing out all the things I can see, all the differences I can see. And the thing I want to hopefully remind all of us, myself included, when we don't see the difference, but we know a scale is telling us something, or our clothes are telling us something, or the tape measure is telling us something, that there are differences. And I think a bit of body dysmorphia is probably normal. I've had it most of my adult life. Back in my 20s when I lost about 90 pounds, I was at the lowest weight I've ever been as an adult. I think my lowest I got down to was 172. I'd be very happy with that weight right now. And I still felt like I looked pretty much the same as I did when I was at 260, because my body shape didn't really change that much. I just shrunk down. And I know intellectually that I was smaller. I'd gone from a size 20 pant to a size 10. Clearly I was smaller, but I didn't see it when I looked at myself. So I understood where he was coming from. I understand where we're all coming from when it happens to us. And the only thing you can do as a partner is just be supportive. And I like to point out all the other sort of tangible things. I said, well, think about your pants. You just had to get rid of about 10 pairs of pants that were literally falling off your ass. He walked across the room. They fell to the floor. I said, you can't wear those. Take them off. We will donate them to charity. He points out how his back, he has a very bad back, just a chronic thing. It feels much better. He can move, he can bend, he can tie his own shoes. That was the thing he was struggling with. So when you're in that situation, because as you make progress, progress is almost never fast enough. Even when it's fast progress, we're mostly focusing on what we still have to lose and how much we still want to lose or how many inches or whatever it is. I would encourage you to look at the other things that have nothing to do with the scale and have nothing to do with what you see in the mirror, because your brain will lie to you at times. Your eyes will lie to you. There are all kinds of reasons for that. Some of them relate to mental health, and some people have very serious body dysmorphia issues that they're just never gonna see the reality. Their brain is fooling them every time they look in a mirror. But even slight issues where it doesn't end up making you unhealthy to not see yourself, but it's kind of a downer, and you're sort of like, oh, am I really making progress? Look at the other things. So take a tape measure, a soft tape measure, and measure your waist, measure your arms, measure your legs. I'm really awful about doing that because mostly I get lazy about it. But when I don't love the scale and I think, well, I think my waist is smaller, I'll whip that tape measure out in a heartbeat. And it is. It's from April when I started this, April 2018, I've lost probably 2 inches in my waist. That's pretty damn good. Is it as much as I want it to be? Of course it's not. I'm not wherever I'm trying to get to yet. I'm not even quite sure where that is. I think about my sexual energy. It has definitely increased. So has John Brownstone's. Is that directly related to weight loss? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not a doctor. Couldn't really tell you. But I know that when I'm taking care of myself and I feel good about myself and I feel good about the things I'm doing, I want to have more sex. And so does he. And we do, which is nice, especially after so many health problems where we just kind of couldn't have sex for a while. So yeah, we're having more sex. That is a thing. That is something to celebrate. We have not tried a lot of kinky fuckery because we're waiting for children to go back to school. We are on a countdown, a week and a day. They will be back August 13th. They will be back 10 days. It is officially 10 days till they go back to school from the time I'm recording this. And after that, then we will test the kinky fuckery and see what we can do that we couldn't do before. But I look at energy levels and I look at my clothes. I've got clothes that fit mostly, but not comfortably. Anybody with a tummy will know this feeling. So your shirt is on and maybe it fits perfect in the shoulders and perfect in the chest. And then you get to your stomach and it just kind of clings to it. And you think, oh God, that's, the thing you see in the middle. Nope. Those are hanging straight now. You can't tell that I've got a little pudge. I kind of like that too. I've got bras that I couldn't wear that I can wear again. Those are all signs. And so I don't have any words of wisdom on our body image issues. I wish I did. I wish I could give you a magic fix. Try this and you'll be better. It's a time thing. I think it's an adjustment thing. I have a feeling when you lose weight quickly or you get fit really fast, it's probably really hard for your brain to catch up, and slower weight loss over time, sort of like we talked about in the last video, is ultimately better. But I think we all still battle with it. And I think we're all going to keep looking at ourselves and not necessarily seeing progress day by day. Another way to make that easier is to take pictures. I don't do that either because I'm not any different than most people. I hate seeing a picture of myself. Yes, I'm on video. I'm in front of a camera and I'm recording myself. No, I will not go back and watch it, or I will angle myself so that you get to see the part of me I really like. I'm really good at doing that on Instagram too. Take a lot of pictures of my butt because of that. So we all have these things. You're not alone. I think over time you can, for the most part, overcome them. Does that mean that you'll lose 20 or 30 pounds and think you're smoking hot? Maybe not, but that's okay. If you can recognize the difference, if maybe you can't see your body necessarily the way it really is, at least not at first, Notice all the other things that there's no way you can deny. You can't deny when one pair of pants is too big and you have to go down a few sizes. You can't deny when you can finally get into a physical position to do your kink that you couldn't do a few months ago. Use those until your eyes and your brain catch up with your own reality. And use pictures and take pictures and ask other people. I probably annoy the hell out of John Brownstone because I'll say to him pretty much at random all the time, can you see a difference? Do you see a difference? Of course, when it's somebody, he smiles, he indulges. But the reality is when it's somebody who sees you all the time, they might not see it. So ask somebody you haven't seen in a few months, like, do you see a difference? When I go visit my mom, I'm going, okay, do you see it? I need to know, do you see it? You tell me if you see it. She sees it. Or she lies to me, and I'm okay with that. Sometimes it's okay for somebody to give you a kind lie, too, if it makes you feel a little bit better about yourself. So no real solutions to the problem, just letting you know that it happens to everybody. It happens to people of every gender. There is no, it might be more common or more commonly discussed among women, but it happens to everybody. It's normal. There are tricks to deal with it a little bit, but I think most of it's just time, and keep at it. And if all you're doing it for is what you see in the mirror, I think it's going to be a lot harder to sustain. So find some other reasons, like your kink and your sex life and whatever else. Don't let it be just your stomach and your waist size and what you see in the mirror, because you might not get there as fast as you want to. You might not see it as fast as you want to. But if you can point to other tangible changes that have nothing to do with what you look like in a mirror or in a picture, then I think it's going to be easier. So that's it for this week. I'm not sure how helpful that was, but I think it is a common issue, and I think more of us need to talk about it. So that's got to mean something. Okay, that's it for me this week. If you find this useful, find this helpful, just like loving BDSM and want to see more of us, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out our website, lovingbdsm.net. Listen to the podcast. Join us on Patreon. The link is in the description. And we'll see you next week.